Let's go. All right, so yeah, I know you're like, oh my god, a story time. Oh my god, I'm gonna suck you. Oh my god, a story time. After so long, I know, I get it. It's been like 4 or 3 months. I don't know. Put the image in the corner. But fucking, oh my god, bro, I went through hell and back for this. All right, this video that I'm recording right now, there's an original video to it that should have been posted a few months ago. That's just a little insight of what should have happened. Me and my editor lost it. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. We had to remake it. We literally made this video twice. So I hope y'all enjoy it, and I'll see y'all later on. All right, so this story time is a little special to me, in my opinion. So I used to have DSs, right? I used to have this one English teacher. Once I was playing on my 3DS in class, right? And he for real told me to like, oh, put it away and stuff, right? I put it away. He had us do an assignment. It was this assignment on this one website. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's called vocabulary.com. I went on my DS, asked my friend, I was like, yo. He's like, yeah. I was like, can I borrow your hotspot? He's like, sure. He turns on his hotspot. I load up my DS. I go on Google on my DS. Yo, I for real loaded up vocabulary.com. My teacher got mad. He was like, yo, I told you to put that away. I was like, listen, mister, I was doing my work. He's like, no, you're not. You're playing video games. What are you talking about? I was like, no, I'm not. I'm doing my work. I showed him. He was in disbelief. He thought I was doing like nothing besides playing video games and stuff on a console. But yeah, no, that's just like the first bit of like the DS like story / trilogies, you know. A few months later, I was in the computer lab taking an RI test for his class, where you basically like read things, speed run through them, and randomly guess through a exam thing online. Right, I'm on that exam. Right, I'm doing my work and stuff. I whip out my DS. Right, after like months of having it, obviously you've dropped it a few times, gotten a few scratch marks, gotten run over by cars, longboards, skateboards, bicyclers. You know, you name it, it's whatever happened to it. Right, I whip it out. Right, the DS falls on the floor. The screen disattached from the bottom part. That shit looked like a Game Boy or like a Game Boy Mini, whatever the fuck they're called. Yo, that thing was, I was in disbelief. I looked at that thing like, yo, like I couldn't believe what I was looking at, yo. And I tell you, I for real freaked out. I freaked out. I couldn't believe what I just saw. My DS that my stepdad and my parents spent like, I don't know, like 90 bucks on, is broken on the floor right now while I'm in the computer lab taking an RI test for my English teacher. I pick it up. I went home that afternoon and I tried putting it together, right? Because there's still like a little bit of wires and stuff to together and stuff. And I go home, right? I'm like, oh shoot, I think if I rip it apart and I could probably grab some tape and put it together. Me being the dumbass I am, I ripped the freaking top part from the bottom part. I cut the wires apart and I thought the thing was Bluetooth. Little did I know I was wrong. It was not Bluetooth. I turn on the DS. It turns on, right? The bottom screen does. Top screen does not. That's when I realized my DS was gone. That's it. It was over. It's adios. So I was like, damn. Yo, my editor, everybody I told this story to, yo, they were making fun of my ass. They were like, oh, you thought a DS was Bluetooth? Are you serious? Yeah, you know, you get the point. The DS, I thought it was Bluetooth. I ripped it like a dumbass. All right, so this last story takes place in a different class. This story took place in my French class, not my English class. Obviously, I feel bad because my English teacher had to go through 2 whole stories of me being a dumbass in his class. So anyways, I'm in my French class, right? My French teacher's up on the board, teaching, doing whatever, right? I think it's the greatest time and the greatest choice of my life to whip out my DS and start playing games, right? And out of all games, you would have thought, oh shoot, you're supposed to be doing work and stuff. Nah, I whip out my DS, I start playing New Super Mario Bros. 2. Anyway, so basically I was playing on my 3DS, right? This was before the screen snapped off and stuff in my English class. This was before I ended up going, I'm in my French class, right? French class, I'm chilling. I whip out my DS, right? My teacher's like, get out of my classroom. I'm like, why? I just took it out. She said, get out of my classroom. I was like, okay, miss, okay. She takes me out. She sits me in the hallway, right? She just sits me on the floor in the hallway. She calls down the principal. She's like, can we come back up? The student, please. The student is not paying attention. He's being very disruptive in my class. So I get sent down to the principal's office, right? Well, the assistant principal's office, right? I go down to this big ass principal, bro. This principal, his name is Mr. Mestizo, right? This man is like 6'1", weighs like 5 tons and stuff, right? My boy looked like he eat lard for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? So I show up, right? He's like, why were you playing around on your game or whatever? I was like, listen, mister, I didn't mean to. I literally took it out for 5 seconds. He's like, or I get what you mean. He's like, listen, you cannot be taking out consoles during class. I was like, all right, fine. So I go. So he's told me he's gonna call my mom. He's gonna do this. The teacher's still out here complaining, like, oh, you gotta call his mom. You gotta get his mom to come pick him up and stuff. And he's like, listen, lady, you gotta calm down, all right? He's just a kid, all right? And he's like, all right, we're gonna call your mom. He calls my mom. I was scared. I was just waiting for my mom to come to the school and whoop my ass. I'm just shivering over there. He's talking to my mom. He's like, your son's a very great student. Very good student. I'm so confused why he says that. But he knows that if he was to say otherwise, I would have gotten my ass kicked. Which I still think he's a GOAT and an L, all right? Because a few times he stopped me in the hallways while I'm skating around. And that's an L, obviously. But you get what my point is. He's a GOAT. He's a lifesaver and he's an L at the same time. He's not a classic Tate W, obviously. But listen. I think if it was to go any other way, I would have probably not have been here where I'm at. I would have had to probably wait another year or so for my phone or whatever. But if you think about it, listen, it shaped me into the person I am today, and I'm grateful, all right? So the moral of the story in general is listen to your parents, do drugs.